What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Burn the Wagon. Today, we're going to have a guest that has a. Hey, what's up?
Hey, hi.
How's it going? I was just giving you a little intro, but since you're already here, we'll just
Yeah.
go ahead and do we'll just do the prayer real quick, and then I'll let you give yourself an intro.
Okay.
So I just want to send love to anybody that's suffering from mental health issues. I want to send love to anybody that's suffering from domestic violence issues. I want to send love to any of our ancestors that have passed on to the spirit realm. I want to send love to our relatives over in Palestine. I want to send love to all of you here that are here joining us, listening, either today at the live or later on. Lastly, I want to send love to our precious Mother Earth, which I am on Pomo land here on the reservation in Manchester, Point Arena. If you guys want to drop in the comments where you are at, that'd be amazing. So yeah, I just want to go ahead and give yourself an intro and let people know where you're from, who you are, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, my name is Liz Rivera. I'm a member of Bear River Band of Ronaville Rancheria in Northern California. I'm the owner and CEO of Nink Magazine. It's the first indigenous tattoo and art magazine. We're promoting healing through art and expression. Started in 2013, and so we put out about 10 issues now. Very spread apart, doing it in my spare time. You know, lots of people donating their time and their effort, their talents, you know, just to help promote it and help it to come to life, you know. So now trying to bring it back, get more people involved, showcase more artists, more stories, you know, more cultural things, just trying to help people see the beauty that they have, you know, the talents that they have, the gifts that they have. Um, it's so healing for people to have something like in paper, in print, that you're showing your family, you know, look, uh, my work is in this magazine. You can order it. You can bring it home. You can sign it and send it to your own people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there's just something about that it means so much for people, you know, and to be able to give that, it's awesome. It's
yeah.
really cool.
And you already have somebody asking where to get one in the comments.
Our next issue is coming out January of 2024. We're working on that now. I have a couple of people on my team that are really putting forth the effort to make sure that this comes back to life. So I'll be posting links. It's a print on demand, so you would go to the link, order the magazine, you'd get a digital copy, and then you'd get the one that you ordered, the print one, in the mail. But I'll post all of that, you know, when I have more information on that and stuff and when it comes available. But we're looking at January 2024
Right
for the
on.
next available issue.
You probably get this question a lot, but do you remember your first tattoo?
I do, actually. It's, I don't know if I should show you, but it's right here.
Okay.
It, it says Jesse. That's my firstborn son. I was
Okay.
16 when I got it.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was my first tattoo. Got in a lot of trouble for all of it.
I got my first tattoo and I never stopped. I mean, I still have a lot ways to go, but
Yeah,
I definitely don't want to stop.
yeah. It's like I'm running out of room, so I have to be very selective now of what I'm getting because I'm
Yeah.
running out of space.
And you tattoo yourself, correct?
I do permanent makeup. I do
Oh,
cosmetic tattooing. Yeah.
okay. And when did that come along?
2016. I've been doing that for 7 years now. I also own a Lord Day Spa in Fortuna, California. I've been there for 7 years now, but I do permanent makeup, eyebrows, lips, eyeliner, that kind of thing.
Wow, that's crazy because I was going through your profile,
Mhm.
and I was looking at the one video of it was I can't it looked like you were tattooing your face, but it was something for the
Oh,
skin.
the micro
Yeah.
needling.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I wanted to talk about that and the
Okay.
process of that.
Um, okay, microneedling is a treatment where I use a tip that has a bunch of little needles in it. It creates little micro channels in your skin, like all over the place. And so when you get it down to the blood, that's what carries oxygen to the skin. Collagen is activated, elastin, everything that helps your skin renew itself is done in that because when you hurt yourself, the wound has to heal, right? And so it's basically wounding your face so that the skin will absorb more serums and like hydrating things. And then after a couple days, your skin like sheds that top layer of skin. So it's just something that I don't know. Every treatment that I do that I learn, I do on myself first. After I learn it, I do it on myself just so that I know like what it feels like, how it heals, how long it takes, all
Yeah.
of those things because I don't want to go in on work on somebody else without that knowledge. I feel like that would be careless of me.
And how often would somebody do that to their skin on their face?
It just depends on what you're trying to do. The per I was trying to get rid of these. It's called melasma. It's from the sun, the darkening spots from the sun.
Hmm.
But it works for if you have acne scars, if you have stretch marks, if you have uneven tones or uneven texture in your skin. It helps to minimize pores. There's just so many different things that it's good for.
Hmm.
So,
And would you be able to, you said stretch marks, would that be able to work on people's stomachs as well?
oh yeah, it's the skin is an amazing organ. The
Uh,
way it repairs itself and is able to rejuvenate and repair is amazing. And so you could easily microneedle in scars, even scars, and those you would break up the scar tissue and smooth it out. If you have like pitted acne scars on your face,
mhm.
it would rejuvenate those cells, and so it would start to smooth those out. It just has so many uses, so many benefits.
Awesome. And you said sorry, I'm jumping all over the place right now.
You're okay.
You said you're based out of in Humboldt County, correct? Are you on the
Hmm.
res out there?
I am.
Oh, oh, cool.
Hmm.
And how big is your guys' res? I always like to ask this question because my res is
Man,
tiny.
it's dope out here. I mean, we got a softball field, we got an entertainment center. Like, it's pretty dope. We're very
What?
fortunate. We're very we're very, very blessed. But I also have to say that our founding fathers, our founding people, they put a lot of work into what we have today. They had a really big vision, and to see the people over the years try to continue that and build on it and create things for our elders and for our kids, like our kids are taken care of, our elders are taken care of, like the sense of community here. I didn't realize what community was until I started going to like the regalia classes here and going to the beading classes and actually getting in there and learning about who my people are, and not just being here, but actually who we were and who we are and who we are trying to become and where we're going. Um, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. The sun sets here, the sun rises. Like, I mean, it's just gorgeous. I'm really blessed to just be here on this earth at this moment. Be talking with people like you, getting this message across um, to people about just healing, being better, supporting each other, being there for each other, sharing each other's stuff, like liking it, just doing something um, to help our people be seen, you know. That's really all everyone wants, is to be seen and validated, you know.
I couldn't agree more. I about being alive at this moment in time because I'm almost 4 years sober, and for a long time I didn't think that way, and like
Nice.
I'm barely starting to think that way, and I just like I couldn't agree more with what you said. Just like I'm very happy to be here at this moment in time.
Well, congratulations. I have 13 years this year off of meth. And so I remember those years, those early years, I remember those years. And I look back at a picture of myself that I took like 2 months before I got locked up. And I keep that picture because that girl got me to where I am today with the lessons and the strength that she had at the time. But it's also a reminder of who I was and who I don't want to ever be again, and also how far I've come. Like I own two businesses, and I'm happy. Like I'm legitimately happy,
Yeah,
like that's a gift not a lot of people have, and I'm very fortunate, and I appreciate it, and I'm grateful, like um I don't know, I don't think I can say that enough.
yeah. Does it get had because you're at 13 years? Does it continue to stay hard, or are you just on that path, or that you're on so heavily that you're just like I don't even want to go back, or
um I feel like there's a lot to that, because like the first, I'm going to say 7 years they were hard. I worked at the hotel, and I was faced with finding drugs in hotel rooms, and that kind of stuff. And so being face to face with it like that was really, really hard. Now, um, I still get flashbacks. I still can taste it sometimes. I can still smell it. I can still feel that gross feeling. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's still, those things are still in there. And but instead of seeing them as like triggers or something, it's just a reminder, like I've gone this far, and I've been able to work through all of that before, so why would I let this one thing take me back and strip away everything that I worked so hard for, you know?
yeah.
Like I keep those things in the back of my head, you know. Um I don't it gets easier because you learn a new way to live. The the um the lifestyle is also addicting, you know, the partying, I mean, all of that stuff is an addiction in itself, and so you have to learn a new way to live, a new way to be, a new way to handle things, a new way to carry yourself, a new way to talk, a new way to um, remind yourself that you're important and that you matter.
I agree. And for a long time, I just because Coke was my thing,
Mhm.
and I agree. It just I was addicted to like just being out there in the scene and being in the party, and I thought if I quit, then I wouldn't have any friends, and people wouldn't think I was as cool as I was when I was partying.
Mhm.
But um each year I get like another year sober, and I like you said, having conversations like this and being in settings like this and taking myself and cutting off people that are doing those things, because I just moved back to the res, and it's just been like pretty hard living out here because not a lot of people are sober.
Mhm.
So it's like that's been hard, but like I'm so far on this. I just want to like interview people like you and make connections like that sometimes some days it gets hard, but then some days it just all that stuff is just behind me now.
I think it's important to remind yourself that even though these people are still using, they're watching you be sober and it's inspiring them. And I didn't know that until someone reached out to me and told me that. And I didn't even know who this person was, but the message was very clear and it was very heartfelt that my journey and me being open and honest about my journey and sharing it with people gives other people a safe space to also do that. It gives them an opportunity to say that can be done and I want to do it too, you know, and a lot of times that's all people need, you know,
Yeah.
and just keeping that hope for people. You're that hope, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because yeah, I just I just get bummed sometimes because I want them to be on the same path, but like at the same time, it's just got to be when they're ready, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to ask this question to everybody because it means a little bit something to different to each person. I like to ask, what does decolonize mean to you?
Decolonize.
And because like that word has like also because people have also said this too is like that word has also been just like used as just like one another hashtag, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can go that route as well because that's what people have said as well.
Decolonize. I feel like to truly decolonize, we would have to give up all of the things that make our lives super convenient.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, and that's what a couple of people have said too.
you know, and that's okay. But we also have to understand that every human being just deserves to be loved and they deserve to be seen. And it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter, you know, where you're from. And the more we try to say this message, spread this message, live this message, that's going to bring our ways back because we weren't meant to live like this. You know, we weren't meant to work all day for somebody else and, you know, um, go home and be miserable. You know what I mean? I feel like families that are teaching their children their language and their traditions, that's decolonizing. Parents that are gentle parenting their children and including them and teaching them instead of telling them and yelling at them, that's decolonizing. You know, sharing space with people and sharing our story and sharing love and sharing our healing through art and expression, that's decolonizing, you know, to me. And I'm going to continue to do that, you know. I'm going to continue to wear my moccasins in public and do ceremony, you know, and include the more we are seen, we're decolonizing. The more we embrace ourselves and our traditions and our culture and just us, you know, we're decolonizing.
Yeah, and I agree about the. I don't have any kids or anything, but I do have a lot of little cousins and nieces and nephews, and I know growing up, my uncles were like father figures, and they were a little rough. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I do agree with that more of a gentle parenting because when we grew up is a little bit different, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
you know like it wasn't bad, and I definitely like had a good upbringing, but at the same time, there were certain things that I feel like should have been gone about a different way.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I feel the same way. I have 6 kids and they're all young adults now, adults and young adults. And I raised them, I was not a good mom. I was doing drugs, I was doing all this other stuff, and I was not, did not give give them the best environment, you know. And now I have a granddaughter, and um, being able to learn from her, you know, like teaching her through including her and playing with her and just like being a part of her life instead of telling her to do something like, let's do this, or you know what I mean? That kind of thing. I wish I would have had that knowledge way back then when I was raising my other kids, you know? And now that I'm like able to be a part of my granddaughter's life, like all the time, it's like, it's very like educational. I'm like, oh, that's what I did wrong. I'm like, oh, okay. I could have gone about it this way and would have had a completely different outcome, but I mean, we learn.
Absolutely. And is language that something that you are picking up as well, or is that something that you had from the past?
Language. Language is something that I'm very interested in. Is it something that I have put a lot of effort into? No, it's not. And it's definitely something that I want to learn, and I feel that I will learn when I'm ready to learn it, when I'm ready to use it, you know, when I'm ready. And so I try not to beat myself up about it. I can only learn so many things in one day.
It's
Like I've got a
yeah,
lot of things on my plate, you know what
yeah,
I mean? And
yeah.
so I don't want to use that as an excuse because it's not, but um, it will be something that I do learn in the future. Yes.
It's I like I know little words here and there. I definitely can't say a full sentence, but
Hmm.
like I it gets frustrating because like there's certain ways your throat has to go and certain ways that you have to say the words. And my mom would be like, "You're not saying that right. You have
Hmm.
to say it with a certain this, a certain that." So
Hmm.
like still learning all those like ways to say it is like is pretty. It takes patience.
Hmm.
That
Yeah,
I
it really
like you
does.
said that I personally myself haven't put the time into.
Hmm. Yeah. We learn things when we're ready, though.
Yeah,
I mean, we learn things when our mind and our heart is ready to absorb it, and we can't make that time when we want it. It just happens.
yeah, absolutely. And I want to gear back towards the magazine.
Hmm.
And it's probably pretty hard to like pinpoint. But has there any artists that stand out to you in since you guys started it? And I'm sure there is probably one in each magazine that you guys put out. But
Hmm. Um, well, I am going to shout out my girl Julina. She owns Indigenous Tattoo in Hopland. She does all of my work. So, um, yeah, I'm going to say her
okay,
because,
yeah,
yeah, I've known her for, dang, like over 10 years. And just watching her grow and all of the work that she's put into her shop and seeing her work over the years. I mean, it's just, she's an incredible woman and she deserves like everything good coming to her. So yeah, I'm gonna say her because she's in a number of them. She's in a number of them, but I mean, she's an awesome human being. So it was, I don't know. I want to just promote people that are trying, they're striving, they're, they're just, they're just trying, freaking try, you
yeah.
know?
I definitely want to get tattooed by her. I had her on a while back, and she's just amazing artist. Just all around, not even just tattoo art. You know what I mean? She does jewelry, she does regalia, she does all that stuff. So just like
Hmm.
the amount of like just like creativity that comes out of her is amazing.
Seriously. But
And
yeah.
it's wild, yeah. But is there any artist that you want to get tattooed by that you haven't been tattooed by yet?
I am going to get tattooed by Ray Gray. I think in January is what we agreed on. I'm going to go down there and get tattooed by him. But yeah, he does phenomenal watercolor work. Um, he's been in the business for a long time, you know.
Cool. Is there like obviously you just mentioned Julina's tattoo shop and she's a native tattoo owner. Is there many tattoo shops owned by natives in California?
Um, as far as I know, think I know about three of them off the top of my head. I don't know the names of
Hmm.
them, but I know Marcos Ochoa is one of them. Um, Bobby Cruz is another one, and there's one in LA. I can't think of what his name is off the top of my head, but yeah.
Yeah, because I still I've been yet to been tattooed by a native a tattoo artist. So I definitely want to reach out. I definitely I think Julina should be my first one just because I interviewed her, and
Hmm.
I think it'd be super awesome. I want to get her to do my the Burn the Wagon logo.
Mm, yeah,
So that'd be really cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask you earlier, you were talking about regalia. For your guys' dances, is it? I don't know if you're familiar with the pomo, but is it feather dances too? Are they
No,
using like a feather cape?
no.
The men that dance?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I'm just like
No.
very curious on different people's regalias that they dance with.
Oh no, it's different. Ours has a lot of shells and pine nuts on it, but the men's is a little different. And like I said, I'm still learning a
Yeah.
lot, so I'm not really familiar with a lot of the things now. I'm barely learning. Like this is the first year that I put a lot of time and energy and effort into um making sure I'm going to ceremony all the time, making sure I'm working on my dress, making sure I'm doing what I need to do so that I'm living in a good way and not, you know, so it's a lot.
It Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot goes into making these things too, because I'm the same boat. Like I said, I'm barely almost 4 years sober. I was running the streets, was not caring about any of this stuff. Didn't care about a regalia. Didn't care about going to ceremony. Didn't care about none of that. Didn't care about staying sober for more than 24 hours to go to a ceremony. So
Mhm.
I'm definitely in the same boat of just like learning all this stuff and like keeping all this stuff safe, doing the right protocols, learning the right way.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of rules that go into it, but I really want to be able to follow those and follow tradition.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Agreed.
is there any topics that are really going on in your life that you want to bring up, or any events that you're going to be going to or promoting? Obviously, you just promoted the magazine that's going to be coming out in
Mhm.
2024. Um, or any other shout outs like you did to Julina that you want to bring up, or yeah, just any other topics that I haven't brought up so far.
Um, I can't think of anything right now. I think we covered just about everything. Um, no, I can't think of anything.
Cool. I really appreciate you coming on and really speaking your truth honestly, because it's a lot to be able to get those things and say them on a podcast, on an Instagram live, and a couple of people in here were thanking you. Like, so somebody right here, thank you for your honesty. So that means a
Yeah.
lot to people, and not a lot of people are willing to be out there and be vulnerable like that. And it's scary, to tell people about these things, about your sobriety and the journey of where you were and where you came.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. well, yeah, I mean, for the first couple of years, it was like, dang, you don't really want to say anything because you don't want people to look at you different. You don't want people to think a certain way about you. And now it's like, I know who I am. No one can tell me who I am.
Hmm.
I know who I am, and if my story and my truth can help somebody else or even give them hope, that life can get better, then that's my purpose.
Yeah, I agree. And once I was honest with myself, like once I told myself out loud, like I'm an alcoholic, I'm a drug addict. And
Hmm.
those things, once I heard those things and things started finally moving forward and I was being able to be honest with myself and
Hmm.
say these things to myself.
Hmm.
So yeah, I really
Yeah,
think
it's a lot.
I look forward to anything that is coming out, the magazine that's coming out, and anything else that you do. And I wish you the best of luck and everything.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And I appreciate this connection. Hands made the connection. He's
Yeah,
a
he's
beautiful,
pretty dope.
beautiful man doing beautiful
Yeah.
things for the community, and all of us making connections like this and being able to have conversations like this is
Hmm.
amazing.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, and have a good rest of your night.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to my guests tonight, and go ahead and give them a follow over at the Native Indigenous Inc. magazine. Check them out. You can follow, tag them in this, and then you can follow them for their magazines coming out in 2024. If you guys want to check out this live podcast that I'm trying to bring to Santa Cruz, California, there's a link in our bio to donate or just to share to your folks. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. And if you know anybody that wants to join us on the podcast, definitely tap in, send them our page, check us out on Spotify, all the streaming platforms. Thank you guys so much for joining, and peace and love.